we are at 5:30 and now we begin our stream for the day. And today's topic is extremely exciting. It is called the attribution theory, but you'll have to wait for the subject because I always do this. So drum roll, please. Yes, that's one way of making myself a little more charged up, and you also as well. So today we are going to discuss, and as you can see on your screen right now, a movie called Hidden Figures, right? और आज का टॉपिक है मैनेजमेंट और now this topic attribution theory is found in management, psychology, organizational behavior, and it is also seen in different parts of marketing and sales. So this topic is literally covered in many subjects. So today we are trying to uncover what exactly this is, and for that I will show you one scene. So please try to watch this scene, and we will discuss this. Again, this scene is from the movie called Hidden Figures. So guys, here we go. Are we all ready? Can we have a yes or a no, please, so that I know we are all here? Okay, so both says yes. Okay, great. So all right, wonderful. So let's go ahead and watch this scene from the movie called Hidden Figures.
My numbers are spot on.
I will double check it, sir. No problem. Is that correct?
Yeah. Whose work is that? I said, whose work is that? Computers don't author reports.
Colonel Glenn's launch coordinates accounting for the window change, sir.
I haven't told you this. Computers don't author reports. Fix it.
Those are my calculations. My name should be.
And it's not the way this works.
Right. So I hope you saw that scene. If anybody has any idea what this scene was about, या scene में क्या चल रहा था, you can type it in and let me know. If not, obviously we'll discuss it now. So as you can see on the screen itself, the scene is from a movie called Hidden Figures. Now इस scene में क्या हो रहा था basically? So they were trying to show one African American lady, और इस लेडी का नाम है कैथरीन जॉनसन, राइट? नाउ कैथरीन जॉनसन रियल लाइफ कैरेक्टर पे बेस्ड है ये स्टोरी. सो कैथरीन जॉनसन जो थी वो एक मैथमेटिशियन थी, और जो वर्क प्लेस आपको दिखाया जा रहा है इट्स कॉल्ड नासा, right? I hope everybody knows NASA, right? And she's a very good mathematician, and but in her workplace आपने देखा होगा जिम पार्सन जो उनके बॉस प्ले कर रहे हैं, he is taking credit for all her work, right? So he continuously takes all the credit for her calculations, और जितना भी उन्होंने काम किया रिसर्च पेपर्स पे सारा क्रेडिट जिम पार्सन ले जाते हैं, unfortunately. But what exactly and why this keeps on happening repeatedly over a period of time, right? This is because ये 1960s की बात है. So in 1960s this was an American novel though, उस पे ये movie based है. But this time the important thing here to remember is जो discrimination Catherine face कर रही हैं, this is something called an attribution theory, right? And I'll explain how. So first let's understand what exactly is attribution theory to begin with, right? So attribution का मतलब होता है कुछ भी चीज explain करना through their own behavior of the people, or basically judge करना किसी इंसान को. So in the scene that we just saw, Jim Parson यानी जो उनके बॉस बने थे, is judging this woman on the basis of her color, यानी वो black woman है, and then she's a woman. So there were two biases that were happening in that scene. So that first was gender discrimination and color, which is race discrimination. So दो चीजों पे उनको जज किया जा रहा था that she can't be that good in maths, or she can't be that kind of scientist. So that is why जितना भी काम वो कर रही थी उसका क्रेडिट जो था उनके बॉस ले जा रहे थे, राइट? नाउ एट्रीब्यूशन थ्योरी जो होती है वो एक्सप्लेन करती है हम लोगों को कैसे जज करते हैं इन वेरियस सिचुएशंस. सो टू बिगिन विद, एट्रीब्यूशन थ्योरी का मतलब होता है परसीव करना. So you are perceiving people. Now for example, आप अपने डेस्क को या लैम्प को या घर में रखी घड़ी को कभी भी जज नहीं करते. You are not judging these things, right? Because these things don't come with motives or influences, but you judge different people, and you judge them on the basis of two things. Basically, a person's perception and view of the other person's actions is influenced by the assumption of the manager. इसका क्या मतलब है? इसका ये मतलब है कि आपके पास दो एट्रीब्यूट्स होते हैं जिसकी वजह से आप किसी को भी जज करते हैं. फर्स्ट इज इंटरनल एट्रीब्यूट और सेकंड होता है एक्सटर्नल एट्रीब्यूट. एट्रीब्यूट का मतलब किसी चीज से अटैच कर देना. सो यू आर अटैचिंग समथिंग टू अ पर्सन एंड देन जजिंग इट, him or her, right? So internal attribute, right? This means something that can be controlled by the person. I'll give you an example here तो ज़्यादा अच्छे से समझ आएगा. So for example, an employee comes late to the office, right? Now the manager is thinking, okay, he's late because he overslept yesterday. He must be partying all night. And आज सो गया और आज सुबह लेट आ रहा है, right? That is an internal attribution. External है if that employee comes and says, sir, मैं jam में फंस गया था, right? Now jam में फंसना is something that employee cannot control. He has no control over that. While what manager is thinking कि ये late उठा होगा या he's lazy or something like that, that is an internal attribution, right? And that is very common. Guys, if you are with me and you are understanding what I'm saying, so please let me know with a yes or a no. अगर आपको ये internal और external attribute समझ आया है तो. Okay. Yes, Nishant, obviously this happens all the time. And we are going to discuss it how India is a land of judgments and discriminations, and we'll discuss that. So internal and external, आपको समझ आ गया, is something that I'm asking. So internal is something that you can control. that is perceived that you can control. Late उठना employee का is something that can be controlled, while jam में फंस जाना and you're coming late to the office is something that is seen as something you can't control it, right? So these are two attributes, internal and external. Then there are errors in attribution. Now first होता है fundamental error. इसका क्या मतलब होता है? So इसका मतलब होता है that I will underestimate the external factors attribution, और internal को मैं overestimate करूंगी. So is again, let's take an example to understand. So for example, you work in a company and sales manager, आपकी जो आप सेल्समैन है और आपका सेल्स टारगेट से बहुत दूर है, राइट? तो बहुत कम है, तो सेल्स मैनेजर आपको हमेशा परसीव करेगा कि ये इंसान इज लेजी, राइट? सो दैट इज व्हाई ही और शी कैन नॉट मीट देयर टारगेट और ओवरटेक देयर टारगेट, बिकॉज दिस पर्सन इज लेजी. बट यानी वो ओवर एस्टिमेट कर रहा है इंटरनल फैक्टर को, बट वो ये नहीं देख रहा कि उसका कॉम्पिटिटर जो उससे 100 गुना इनोवेटिव है और आगे है, that is he's totally not looking at the external attribute. So he is always overestimating the internal factor. That is called a fundamental error. ये fundamental attribute error होता है in attribution. जब भी आप किसी को judge करने जाते हैं, this is the fundamental error. Now self-serving bias, this is very, very amazing and you love this, right? We all do this all the time. So self-serving bias means that आप अपनी success के लिए you will overestimate the internal factors, and कोई भी failure होगा उसके लिए आप external factor को overestimate करेंगे. So for example, let's take an example of stock market here, right? So stock market में अगर आपने लेटेस्ट से आपने बहुत अच्छा कमा लिया, आपका पैसा ऑलमोस्ट डबल हो गया, राइट? सो एट दैट टाइम यू विल बी लाइक, यू नो, आई एम अ वेरी गुड रिसर्चर, मैंने सब रिसर्च किया था और फिर मैंने पैसा लगाया, एंड नाउ सी आई एम, यू नो, आई डू ऑल दिस. सो आप इंटरनली अपना हार्ड वर्क, सिंसियरिटी शो करेंगे लोगों को और बताएंगे कि दैट यू आर अ, क्योंकि आपको सक्सेस मिली है उस चीज में. Now let us say आपका सारा पैसा डूब जाता है and you have a very bad time in the stock market. Then what happens? Then you put all the blame on stock market is a gamble. Nobody knows when the prices will, you know, go up or go down. You can't believe it, and this is true for all places. Okay, स्टॉक मार्केट हटा दीजिए, आप कहीं और रख लीजिए अपने आप को, किसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में प्रमोशन होगी तो आप बहुत अच्छा बोलेंगे अपने बारे में, दैट यू आर सिंसियर, हार्ड वर्किंग एंड एवरीथिंग. बट इफ यू आर नॉट प्रमोटेड, देन माय बॉस इज लाइक दिस, और other factors, मेरी luck खराब है, something like that. So everything which is external, you will blame it on that, and this is called self-serving bias. And I can surely say that you do it because I also do it sometimes, right? So this is called self-serving bias, but it kind of hampers our growth, right? So seeing clearly is super important. Okay, right. So finally we come to something called shortcuts to judgment. Now we all do this. This is called selective perception. Now what is selective perception? Selective perception basically means we as human beings are not, you know, we are not machines. तो हम हर चीज ऑब्जर्व नहीं कर सकते. हम बहुत चीजें ऑब्जर्व करते हैं, लेकिन हम हर चीज से थोड़ा थोड़ा पार्ट निकाल लेते हैं. बिट्स एंड पीसेस में हम इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोसेस कर पाते हैं. सो we do tend to observe a lot of things, but you know, we perceive सब चीजें अलग अलग. So here you can judge an employee for his work or her work on the basis of some random thing. So आपने कोई एक चीज उठा ली उनके बारे में, like she is very hard working, और एक प्रोजेक्ट पे काम किया उन्होंने, बहुत अच्छा काम किया, but like 90% of the projects she is not doing all that well. So you pick up that one thing and selectively आप perceive करते हैं किसी भी चीज को, right? So that is important to understand. Selective perception, this is one of the case. हेलो इफेक्ट अगेन अ वेरी गुड वे, ये परफॉर्मेंस इवैल्यूएशन में बहुत देखा गया है. सो व्हाट इज परफॉर्मेंस इवैल्यूएशन? परफॉर्मेंस इवैल्यूएशन इज हर साल इन अ कंपनी आपको एक रेटिंग मिलती है, राइट? एंड दिस इज ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द वर्क दैट यू डू. So you will see a lot of employees in the organization. जैसे ही आपका रिव्यू आने वाला होगा, they will start working, right? So they will start doing things, and they will also start roaming around you. So if you are the head of the company, or you are the reporting manager, सारे एम्प्लॉयज आपके आसपास घूमने लगेंगे. सर आपको क्या चाहिए, आप हमसे काम करा लें. दैट इज बिकॉज दे आर ट्राइंग टू कैश इन ऑन दी हेलो इफेक्ट. यानी कि हेलो इफेक्ट वो होता है जो रीसेंट आपने सबसे काम किया है वो याद रह जाए मैनेजर को. सो आपने पूरे टाइम प्रोजेक्ट्स में बड़ा ही ओके काम किया, बट बिल्कुल जस्ट राइट बिफोर द रिव्यू आपने बहुत अच्छा काम करके मैनेजर को दिया, एंड यू वर वेरी वेरी आउटगोइंग, एक्सीड्स एक्सपेक्टेशन वाला काम कर दिया, right? So manager would tend to remember that, right? So that is called a halo effect. Also at times आपकी कई चीजें, so sometimes you're known by that वो इंसान बहुत फ्रेंडली है, राइट? यू आर वेरी आउटगोइंग, somebody is very outgoing, somebody is very approachable. So किसी भी एक पर्सन की कोई एक क्वालिटी उठा लेना और उससे उसको याद रखना, राइट? दैट वर्क्स in favor also, and sometimes it works in, sometimes it backfires also. So it works both ways. So halo effect is generally looked in a good way कि आपकी कोई एक बात किसी इंसान को याद रह जाए. So that is called a halo effect. Organization में ये reviews पे बहुत ज्यादा ये bias काम आता है like in a good way, because you'll get a higher rating. Right. So stereotyping. So this is India is known for stereotyping. Many countries are known for stereotyping. It's not just India, but India में बहुत सारे stereotypes चलते हैं because we are a country with a lot of diversity. We are a country with आप 100 किलोमीटर या 150 किलोमीटर अपने घर से बाहर निकल के चले जाइए, culture would change, language would change, food would change, dress would change, everything would change, right? And hence we as humans have made stereotypes for people. Now stereotypes भी दो तरह के हो सकते हैं. There is an accurate stereotype and there is an obviously an inaccurate stereotype, right? So what is considered as an accurate stereotype? एक्यूरेट स्टीरियोटाइप होता है जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल मैं किसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में एचआर हूँ, एचआर का काम कर रही हूँ. सो यू नो आई हैव अ थिंग दैट यू नो आई वुड वांट टू हायर एन एथलीट बिकॉज मुझे पता है कि ये एथलीट्स आर हार्ड वर्किंग, दे आर एम्बिशियस एंड देयर पास्ट ट्रेंड इज वेरी गुड, and for this particular job I want to hire an athlete. And you know, that is a stereotype in your head because of the past trends, right? It is an accurate stereotype जो आपने past trends के हिसाब से देखा है, and you are also generalizing athletes in that way. That can work for your company अगर आप hire करते हैं और आपके लिए वो productive इंसान और efficient इंसान निकलते हैं तो. But there are inaccurate stereotypes as well, right? So there are so many inaccurate stereotypes. So in India especially, that is like I mentioned, बहुत सारी diversity की वजह से. So you know, this is across the world. I think women are bad drivers, men are like this. There is a certain group that is known for violence. Another group is known for peace. All these stereotypes keep happening and keep coming over and over again, right? ये हमने बहुत अच्छे से सीन में भी देखा. So there was some stereotyping done because the woman was black and she was also a woman at that time. अगर आपने सीन में देखा हो, she was literally going to the bathroom, to a bathroom which was named washroom for colored women, right? So they had separate bathrooms as well. So this is true in India also. शुरू में जब हमें independence नहीं मिली थी, हमारे यहाँ भी ऐसे ही हो रहा था. And again, we were stereotyped by the Britishers for a very long time. Now that we have come a long way and we have left those stereotypes, still there are a lot of them जो हमने ही create किए हैं. Okay, so again, right. So, are you born with some of these biases? You are not born, you are conditioned. So you're conditioned to believe. So there are a lot of ways that you get conditioned. So for example, if you've grown up in a family jahan pe women are looked down upon and men are looked up to, so in that kind of a scenario, you would be ingrained with it, right? You're not born with it. Nobody is born with any stereotypes. You would probably, as you grow up, तो आप और बहुत सारे अंदर अपने लेते जाओगे बिलीफ सिस्टम जो आपकी फैमिली के होंगे. And here's a fun fact. So from the age of 1 till the age of 7, you are completely open because आप as a baby कुछ judge नहीं करते हो because you are not judging anything. So you are just absorbing. तो जो आप देखते जा रहे हो बाहर वो आपका subconscious लेता जा रहा है. And hence everything that you are absorbing, you are then replaying it in your adult life throughout, right? Some people have to see, some children have to see difficult circumstances and then they repeat that pattern over a period of time as well. So not going off track, but just to explain that how attribution conditioning kar sakta hai aapki, right? Right. So how is attribution equal to action? I think I gave you a lot of example, right? So आप जितना stereotype करेंगे वो organizations में obviously even as a person when you stereotype people, right? So I'll give you an example. So whenever, let's say, a new joinee, maybe you're in a college or school or you're working, new joinee comes in your head, immediately you think of 2-3 things. He is like this or she is like that, and आप एकदम से अपनी image बना लेते हैं कुछ, the way you are judging that person, right? So this is exactly what judgment is, right? So this depends on what the person is wearing, how the person is looking like, how are they talking. तो आपने 2-3 अपने दिमाग में already चीजें या judgments बना ली हैं, right? A very good way to understand yourself would be to write it down कि आपका first thought क्या था, because we don't tend to remember क्योंकि हम ये autopilot पे करते हैं after a period of time. So if you remember this and if you want to like get a good understanding about yourself more than anybody, a very good way would be to write it down and understand how are you judging people, right? Or how are you making sense of the situation, right, guys? Do you have any kind of questions that you would want to ask? I'll give you one example also. This very fun thing had happened. I call it fun because it was fun only now when I look back. So I was driving down and I was dropping my sister to a metro station once. Okay, मैं गाड़ी लेके बाहर खड़ी हुई थी, गाड़ी खड़ी हुई है, and my sister was getting down and she was going to the metro station, and I'm just standing there. Okay, I'm just sitting there, and something I'm checking on my phone and गाड़ी खड़ी हुई है वहाँ पे. So some very old aged uncle comes in and says to me, "You women don't know how to drive. You women don't know this." And बहुत सारा उनका frustration निकल के उनका सब सामने आया. And I'm looking at him and I'm not even driving the car. The car is there. I'm just sitting on the driver's seat. And you can see the kind of stereotyping he was projecting onto me, right? एक और term यहाँ पे आ जाती है projection. So जो आप believe करते हैं आप वो दूसरे इंसान पे डालना चाहते हैं, इसको हम projection कहते हैं. So he was projecting all his let's say all his beliefs about women drivers. And although I was not even driving, the best part, so I just looked at him and I said, Okay, uncle, thank you. So, because I did not wanted to waste time or change his mind because I couldn't at the time, and I did not even want to waste my energy. So I just said, okay, namaste, thank you. I'll be leaving now, and I left and I drove off. Right. So okay, so this is what stereotyping looks like. This is what attribution looks like. वेरी कॉमन टू हैपन, बहुत बहुत लोग इस्तेमाल करते हैं इसका और हर जगह होता है. बट इफ यू वांट टू be a person who's not judging people for random things, yes, we need to evaluate people but not judge them on the basis of stereotypes. So you have to decide how you evaluate a good person and a bad person rather than stereotyping people with different kinds of conditioning जो आपकी हुई है. Yes. All right. So I think that was the content, guys. If you have any questions, now would be the right time to ask. And if you like the content, all right. So if you like the content, please follow me at learningperspectives.in. I only teach subjects through movies because that's how I understand things. I've always understood things like that. You can go to the site. I'll just put it on the website, on your chat box right now, for you to go there and you can get yourself an ebook for free. Go ahead and claim it and you will learn. Oh, I did not see these questions. How do you get people to get over biases? Right. I think I mentioned this, Harsh. आप अपना फर्स्ट थॉट नोटिस करें जब भी यू आर मीटिंग समवन न्यू और जिससे आपकी कॉन्फ्लिक्ट चल रही है. अगेन दिस वुड बी डिफिकल्ट इफ यू हैव नॉट बीन यूज्ड टू डूइंग इट. You can start by journaling about it. How do I perceive people? So this is a very good way to get over your biases. और आप अपने adult self से पूछें, is this a good bias to have? Like it could be for women, it could be for men, it could be for castes, it could be for anything. How do you self-identify stereotypes? Self-identify stereotypes. So this would mean that आप अपने अंदर देख सकते हैं, right? So you would understand, like I gave you that example that uncle comes to me and says that women are bad drivers, ye wo. So I can identify it in him, but I also can identify that he's stereotyping me, right? Also, for example, I believe a lot of people binge watch, especially for young people. So I had this stereotype in my head, and this was broken for me when I went to some colleges to teach, and I saw a lot of students only on their phone. So मेरा stereotype था कि ये बच्चे कुछ पढ़ाई नहीं करते हैं, and they're always on their phone. While this was broken, so I was able to identify it in myself. So you can again do it through journaling, right? And I will give you a link जहाँ पे आपको ये सारा written content मिलेगा. I want you to go through this content, and if you still have questions वहाँ पे, please leave it in the comment section area. Okay, I will get to it and answer all your questions. So here is the link. I've just given it to you. I hope you can see that and find it. All right, guys, I have had so much fun. I always have so much fun while interacting with you. Thank you so much for giving me your precious time, and see you all on Saturday. Till then, it's a goodbye. Please take care. Ask all your questions, queries, suggestions, comments. Put them in the comment section area of the link that I have just given to you. And please enjoy the free ebook that I am giving to you on that channel. All right, guys. Bye-bye. See you. Take care and have loads and loads of fun.